Hey loves, welcome back to the channel. This is a little bit of a different video than what I filmed before because this is my new gym. I've got my treadmill here, a workout mat here, a mirror there, and a recumbent bike here. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see my cute little lights in the corner, but because we are working with all these pandemic pounds, you know, gotta make it happen. So I need to be drinking my water, but my mouth is dry as what. So before I tell you about meditation inspiration and my foray into that area, I gotta drink a bit of water because I am so thirsty. Don't want my lipstick to come off. A chick has been working, trying to remove these pandemic pounds. Pandemic pounds. Oh, 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 a, a. Back to the story. I have been reading Neville Goddard on my Kindle, and I have been listening to Neville Goddard's lectures right here on YouTube. So if you haven't come across Neville, I think it would be a good pastime to find out who he is and to experience Neville Goddard. Neville is the author of quite a few books that talk about the power of your imagination. And his primary text was that imagination creates reality. Not the other way around. Imagination creates reality. So you can pick up his ebooks right there on Amazon, or you can listen to his ebooks in their entirety, I believe, right here on YouTube. Let me just say, I want that to sink in. Meditation, inspiration, imagination creates your reality. Whatever you can envision and hold the vision of for an extended period of time, however long it takes for what you want to manifest. If you can hold a vision, and as Neville says, think from the end, be in the end result, as though you have already manifested what you want to manifest. Think from the end, feel it. It's a feeling universe, he says. So you have got to feel what you want. Feel the joy and power and delight you will experience when you eventually have what your passion says that you want. And when you do that, you can create your reality. That's the key. That's the secret. Other spiritualist teachers have said it in different ways. They've used different words and different stories to teach the same lesson. And that's the beauty of how many people can come and tell us the power of certain things. And we don't pick it up from some, but we pick it up from others. Neville says, test it for yourself. Test my theory for yourself. That imagination indeed creates your reality. He has something here on YouTube called I Will Not Climb a Ladder. And in the opening of this video, I showed you the several places in my bedroom, or my boudoir, or my suite. I showed you several places where I had written the words, I will not climb a ladder. I looked at it every day. I spoke the words and went on my way. But in my imagination, in meditations, sometimes during the day for 30 minutes, and all the time, almost all the time, at night, just before I fell off to sleep. And that is what Neville said you must do. That you must primarily hold this vision just before you fall asleep. Whatever you want. Now this is what I wanted. I wanted to climb a ladder. I wanted Neville's experience of I will not climb a ladder. So I looked at it. And I must have looked at it on my mirror, on my wall, in my closet, on my door for, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe a month. But at night, when I wasn't studying and so sleepy that I fell asleep without conscientiously meditating, let me tell you, I climbed that ladder. In my mind, my imaginative hand held that ladder. My foot stepped up on each rung of that ladder. I climbed that ladder. And I wondered, will I ever climb a ladder? But I kept climbing. I just believed. Even as some parts of my mind said, Claudia, girl, how in the world are you going to climb this ladder? So I am human. And the human part of me was saying, well, maybe the power needs some assistance. What ladder could you climb? A ladder? What ladder? Does somebody have a ladder at his or her house that I could go? No. No. You don't have to help your God center within. It needs no help. It finally just created the scenario itself. Even as I pondered if I would climb a ladder at my father's house to finish painting his porch. And I was thinking, that's probably the only situation where I will be probably climbing a ladder. because I'm thinking, how else am I going to be climbing a ladder? But let me tell you, I kept climbing that imaginative ladder. And I climbed it inside of a beautiful home. And I climbed it to the second floor where a boudoir was extended out over the living room. And the living room was palatial and gorgeous beside an ocean. And the house was spectacular with views that showed the rippling tinsel across the water, the stream of sunlight. And I climbed that ladder every night in that house. And sometimes I climbed the ladder to the roof of the house in my imagination. And let me tell you, it happened. I climbed a ladder. And when I found myself climbing it, I burst into a delightful laughter because I realized that Spirit had created the divine right situation for me to climb a ladder. Now, I'll just stop right here and say, when I was looking at the I Will Not Climb a Ladder videos on YouTube, I saw an elderly gentleman talking to a younger man about how he came to hear Neville himself at one of his talks. And he looked about 80 or 90. And this gentleman was saying that he went to Neville's show or program or speech or speaking engagement just to prove Neville or the person that invited him wrong, that Neville was probably a fraud, anything, but certainly not this great spiritualist teacher that everybody purported he was. So he said, he decided to himself do what I did. He decided to imagine that he was climbing a ladder, and he wrote the words on his mirror and everywhere in his home as well. And he said, not long afterwards, his mother called him home, and his father was painting the roof and asked him to bring up a can of paint on a ladder. And when he got like halfway up the ladder, he realized, oh no, it came true. He was climbing a ladder. Back to my story. I went to my sister's for Thanksgiving. And I was helping her here and there, cleaning up, cooking, not really cooking, but helping her with whatever she wanted me to help her with. And guys, let me tell you, guys and dolls, I was cleaning up the children's room. And I swept and mopped their little floor, cleaned their clothes. And my sister said, I need you to clean their bedding as well. I said, okay. And I stripped the bottom bunk of its bedding. And then I climbed a ladder to get to the top bunk, where I had to then get to the very tippy top and lean over and gather up the bedding. Halfway up that ladder, short as it was, I fell out laughing because I was climbing a ladder in a situation where I had not put that situation together in my head to make it manifest. It manifested on its own. Not only that, as my sister said, the synchronicity of the event happened like this. As I was walking with my older sister, because she does about 5 or 6 miles a day, I would look around and enjoy the day and the sunshine in the parks where we were walking. And lo and behold, I started seeing ladders everywhere before I climbed the ladder in my sister's house. I was walking in the park and noticed that someone had a ladder about this high next to the house where they were doing something on the roof. And it was a ranch style low house. I saw that ladder. I will not climb a ladder came into my mind because I had not written the words on my sister's mirror. Of course I was not going to do that in her house. But I saw that ladder and I was like, that's a ladder. And I just got tickled. Then later on in the week-long plus visit, my sister said, go out to the garage and put some ice cream in the freezer. Well, guess what she had by the freezer door? The same ladder. I was like, oh my God, this is so funny. There was another ladder. Then I went walking again, and my sister is Speedy Gonzalez. So she would walk away and leave me, and there I was walking and looking and admiring the day. And next to somebody else's outer wall, exterior wall, in another house other than the one I had seen before, was a ladder. And I was like, okay, I'm seeing ladders everywhere because in this dream, I am inundated with ladders. And then after all of that synchronicity with ladders, guess what? I climbed a ladder in the children's room. It's true, guys. Imagination creates reality. So if you have a vision, hold it. If you want it to manifest and it's for your good, hold it. And you can even manifest it for somebody else's good. Hold it, and it will manifest. It will manifest. And if you don't believe it, try it for yourself. Put it on your mirror. I will not climb a ladder. That's reality. But what trumps reality is your imagination, which is your God center within. Try it. I remember trying it before without knowledge of Neville Goddard, without knowledge of his text. And years before that, it manifested. The vision that I had seen continuously, reverentially manifested. But it was only until Neville Goddard that I actually realized that, yep, there's a power in this. So I'm still manifesting. Right now I'm manifesting something, and I know it's going to happen. I know it because within all of us is an imagination where spirit works to bring us what we most desire, if we can faithfully hold that vision. Try it. As Neville said, test it.